What happens when you reach a huge milestone and finish your biggest project yet? I honestly thought that it's gonna make me feel more confident and experienced, and I'm gonna be inspired to create the next thing. And then the reality was so much more different than what I expected, and I just felt completely lost and couldn't pick up my camera for months. This winter, I wrote and directed my first short film, and it just became my whole life and my routine and my reason for waking up. And I feel like most of the choices I was making were to serve the film. And I turned down all the other work because I didn't want to have any distractions. And I really wanted to see what would happen if I put 100% of myself into one single idea.
I know I'm losing time. I feel it pressing at the edges, seeping into my skin, whispering that I should go before it's too late.
I love the long days and watching how ideas change when they meet the reality. And it really taught me how to be more flexible and how allow the film to become what it's supposed to be. During the shooting days, I just felt like in a constant flow state. It felt like the world outside just didn't exist, and it was the most magical thing. And then working with the crew, of course, and letting people inside the vision that you just had in your head and letting them bring their own magic and touch into it. The film was done and it felt like a huge milestone, my biggest creative project yet. It premiered at the festival and I came back home to Helsinki and just felt completely lost and frozen. I had time to create, but I just couldn't even pick up my camera because the idea of creating small videos alone again felt like going 10 steps back. Somewhere along the way, I had started believing that if I wanted to be a real director, I had to leave behind all the small, raw, and imperfect work because it was not good enough. And no one told me that. I told it to myself, and I think it was perfectionism disguised as ambition. But the truth is, art doesn't have to be polished or expensive or made by large teams. And usually, the most resonant pieces are the most personal, raw, and scrappy ones. I remember where it all began. It was just me, my camera, and this need to express something that I had inside, but I couldn't really name it. No one really asked for those early works, but I guess they just needed to exist, and I was just making them. And this summer, after a long pause, I finally picked up my camera again. I went out into the world without expectations and without a crew. It was just me. I filmed water and clouds between the mountains and white landscapes. And as I kept shooting, the images began to open up. Small stories started to appear around them, almost on their own. Threads of meaning I hadn't planned for, but that revealed themselves the more I paid attention. And in that process, I felt like I was returning to myself. I stopped waiting for a perfect project, the next big step, a budget. I let go of the voice that kept telling me that this is not enough. And instead, I started listening to the quieter one. The one that simply said, create it anyway. And that was enough.